Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes on the Daybreak Show as we continue in our in-person, in-studio interviews. It's a new look to the Radio Ranch. And from the Mason County Economic Development Council Executive Director, Jennifer's here. Jennifer, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you here in studio in the mask and everything.
Right? It's nice to be mic'd because I feel like this muffles.
It does, and this is certainly a new way businesses all across the county are having to do things.
We're just making it work.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do to bring business back, we're just making it work.
We've talked over the last couple of weeks that the different sources of income and grants are still available. We heard the news that the Congress passed an extension of the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP. What did that do for folks?
Well, I think some people hadn't applied because of two reasons. You had people that didn't think that the timeline was long enough to really make it worth it. So they've extended out the coverage. It's not 8 weeks now. I believe it's 30 weeks. Okay. I'll double check that. But they've also extended the application time. So if you were on the fence and you didn't make it before the application time, there's still $1.3 billion, and I believe they even increased that amount to apply for. So there's funds there that will cover your payroll, that will help with that. It is a forgivable, essentially a forgivable loan. So parts of that funding you won't have to pay back. There's a deferment on when you start paying. So you just have to work with your local lender. We've got some really great ones. Our Community Credit Union, Peninsula, Key Bank, Columbia, Heritage, Kitsap Bank up in the north end. So really work with your different financial institutions to get your application in.
Why do you think all that money is still on the table? If a business, I think if a business was seeing this coming down the horizon, or even able to now look back and go back and reapply or apply for the first time, those monies are there to help the businesses. Do you notice that when it's not pandemic time, but just in general, when there's pots of money that are available to folks?
They very rarely sit there.
Wait, the pots of money sit there? They get doled out pretty quick?
They usually get doled out pretty quick. Okay. And the first pot of PPP money did go really fast. I think we had quite a few questions around what is within that forgivable side. The restrictions have been minimized now through the second round. So people that were looking at it going, well, I don't know if the paperwork is worth figuring out what could be forgivable. And then it goes through that whole process. And then at the end, you're like, oh, well, no, that's not forgivable. It's more clear now, so they've opened it up for that second. I guess it's more like a third round now. So I think you'll see those applications start to come in, and we'll utilize that money. Yeah.
What are some of the different ways that the EDC has been able to, over the past, help out businesses? I know we talked the business builder courses and things,
which is coming back.
And this is now a great time. Would these business builder courses be good for someone looking to rebuild their business, or is this a time for them to kind of take a step back and really assess whether or not there's a future for their business, or are these strictly new businesses?
I think all of the above. You have the opportunity to look at what we've noticed as we've gone through these little grant programs that we've had, and as we ramp up to the more money that's coming in, people's financials are done in multiple different ways. So getting to a point where people are looking at their own financials and how they can leverage those funds toward future dollars, being able to uniformly kind of blanket those reports so that they look similar, so that you're reporting on the same things for each one, I think is always a good kind of training for a business at any time. So the business builder courses are not specifically for startups. That's just who utilizes them, because they're the ones that are out there looking for trainings. Sorry, my mask keeps catching on my chin and coming down.
That's what happens.
So you'll start to see the businesses realize that through this, I think any sort of emergency situation really kind of pulls out what you could do better, what was working but wasn't really working comes really to the forefront. So you'll start to see a lot of those business utilize any trainings that come up, any potential for help really regulating what it is that they do in their business. So I think those trainings are going to be beneficial, but I also think you're going to see them kind of start to morph to not just startups, to be able to encompass established businesses.
On choosemason.com, you're able to click on the COVID-19 section there. It's got a lot of great resources. Also there, the links on the website for those business builder courses, free to businesses in Mason County. So take advantage because the opportunities are there. Well, we'll continue through the summer and see how things work out for everybody. And if there's further legislation down the road that may help, we'll of course talk about that.
And keep your eye open. We've just closed 2 micro enterprise businesses grants. We've got the Working Washington grant has closed, and those approval applications are moving forward. So you'll start to see that money go into the businesses. We've got a local one from the CARES Act money that's going to the county. It looks like that's going to be a phased program, so you're going to have opportunities as you ramp up and get back in. Some businesses that thought, okay, you know what, I can handle this, I can absorb this, might see something that knocks them back again. These are great opportunities at a local level that you're not competing statewide for different kind of businesses. It is very locally specific. Our county commissioners really want to see that funding being pushed back into the community. So check back, and we'll keep pushing out the information as it comes available.
Very nice, Jennifer. Good to see you and Karin in studio here as we're back at it.
She's our producer today.
We'll find out, I guess, if she does a wonderful job, whether or not this interview airs. So thank you very much. And choosemason.com, the website, we'll put the links to that in the show notes.
Thank you.